Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into the biological magic of intermittent fasting. And we're not just talking about weight loss today. Instead, we're focusing on how fasting actually helps heal and restore your body's most resilient yet incredibly overworked organ, the liver. So, what actually happens inside your body when you just stop eating? Well, instead of looking at fasting as some restrictive fad diet or a quick hack, we're going to take an hour-by-hour chronological journey. You'll see exactly how taking a break from food acts as this amazing natural evolutionary mechanism that your body has relied on for thousands of years. And we really need to talk about this because right now, an astonishing 1 in 4 adults is walking around with a liver completely overwhelmed by toxic fat. What's crazy is that the vast majority of these folks are totally unaware of it. They're dealing with stubborn belly fat and chronic exhaustion, and they have absolutely no idea what the root cause is. It's literally a silent global epidemic. For decades, the diet industry sold us this myth that eating 6 small meals a day keeps your metabolism humming. But human biology, it tells a totally different story. That constant grazing never gives your body a break. Instead, it literally marbles your liver with toxic fat, to the point where a complete non-drinker's liver can look exactly like a heavy drinker's on a scan. Okay, let's dive into this 24-hour timeline and look at the incredible built-in rescue system that activates when you simply stop eating. Your liver actually moves through distinct, totally predictable stages, shifting from storing fat to actively burning it right off your internal organs. Phase 1, hours 0 to 8, processing. Right after a meal, your body is in full processing mode. Whatever you just ate gets broken down into glucose, which signals your pancreas to pump out insulin. Now, think of insulin as a lock. It's a messenger that scoops up glucose and tells your body to store energy, effectively locking fat away in your cells. But as you stop eating and that insulin finally drops down, another hormone called glucagon steps onto the stage. Glucagon is the key. It steps in to unlock and release that stored energy. You can kind of think of your liver as a rechargeable battery. It holds about 100 grams of glycogen, which is roughly 400 calories worth of stored energy. Now, this battery will easily carry you for those first 8 to 12 hours. During this phase, you might feel some mild crankiness or a whisper of hunger, and, that's totally normal recalibration. But just as a quick safety note, if you ever feel genuinely dizzy or unwell, you should absolutely eat. Phase 2, hours 8 to 12, switching. Assuming you're feeling good, this is where things get genuinely exciting. With glycogen running low, your liver literally flips a switch to find another fuel source. It pulls fatty acids right out of your cells, including the fat sitting inside the liver itself, and converts them into ketones. Ketones on this beautifully clean alternative fuel. There's no spike and no crash, making it a super smooth fuel for the brain. Once those ketones start flowing, urgent hunger signals just quiet down and your mental focus sharpens immensely. And to put some real data behind this, a 2024 clinical trial out of China tracked 60 adults doing alternate day fasting for 8 weeks. Researchers found that muscle-protecting growth hormone roughly doubled. Ketone production climbed sharply, and incredibly, imaging scans showed that their liver fat dropped by an impressive 12%. Phase 3, hours 12 to 18, cleanup. But honestly, that was just the warm-up. As we cross that 12-hour mark, your liver starts doing something almost unbelievable to clean up internal damage. Your body kicks into a process called autophagy. The word comes from Greek, roughly meaning self-eating, which, sounds a little disturbing, but it's actually an elegant, beautiful system. Your cells scan themselves for broken parts and cellular junk, wrap up that garbage, and ship it off to tiny recycling stations to be torn apart and used to build new, healthy structures. So how does this apply to your liver? Well, in the liver, this process becomes lipophagy, a highly specialized version of autophagy. This is the actual proven biological mechanism your body uses to target, tear apart, and burn the specific fat droplets that cause fatty liver disease. It's not magic. It's not some trendy juice cleanse. It is literally your built-in cellular cleanup crew at work. And the clinical data backs this up perfectly. A randomized 2024 trial in Iran put patients on a 16-hour fasting window for 12 weeks. The results were fantastic. Liver fat dropped by more than 9%, stress enzymes like ALT fell by a massive 15 units, and lipophagy markers were measurably elevated. The liver physically downsized as the fat left it, which also led to reduced belly puffiness and clearer skin. And the body did all of this simply because the eating window was shorter. Phase 4, hours 18 to 24, repair. Pushing further into hours 18 to 24, your liver enters a state of deep repair and cellular recovery. A massive 2023 meta-analysis covering more than 1,000 participants proved that consistent fasting dramatically calms inflammation. It consistently lowered stress enzymes like ALT and AST by 5 to 10 units and improved insulin sensitivity across the board. That is absolutely crucial because when your cells are sensitive to insulin, your body produces less of it, giving fat the freedom to permanently leave the liver. Okay, this is honestly my favorite part. What's truly mind-blowing about human biology is just how resilient this organ is. Did you know surgeons can actually remove up to 70% of a human liver, and that remaining piece will quietly rebuild itself and grow back to nearly its original size? Think about that. While you're simply walking around, sleeping, or skipping breakfast, your liver is actively regenerating itself, piece by piece. Finally, breaking your fast smartly. To reap all these amazing benefits, how you land the plane really matters. Breaking your fast incorrectly can completely overwhelm the system and undo all that beautiful internal work. Remember, insulin rises when you eat, so your liver immediately switches back from fat burning to storage mode. If you break your fast with a giant plate of sugary food or fries, that energy gets packed right back into the liver as fat. The smart move? Eat slowly. Start with some protein, add some vegetables, and include a healthy fat to keep your blood sugar stable. Look, ultimately, fasting isn't a hack, and it certainly isn't a detox tea. It is simply giving your highly intelligent internal organs the strategic gaps between meals they were evolutionarily designed for. Long before 24-hour drive-thrus and refrigerators, this natural break was just, well, a normal part of human life. It really makes you rethink our modern relationship with food, right? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried intermittent fasting? And what surprised you most in today's explainer? Was it the fact that a quarter of us might have a fatty liver without knowing it? Or was it the sheer regenerating power of human biology? Let me know, and as always, keep learning.